At IPPF, we have seen that the best way to get results for young people is to put them at the centre of everything we do.
We work with young people all over the world. We train and support them as peer educators, volunteers, and youth leaders. This helps them to make positive changes in their lives and their communities.
What works best for young people? And how can we become champions for young people's sexual rights? We went to 4 countries to find out from young people themselves.
We held workshops with peer educators to find out what kind of changes they would like to see in their communities, and how their work with IPPF member associations has contributed to turning their visions of sexual freedom and equality into a reality.
So how can we ensure young people are happy and confident with their journeys into sexuality, love and relationships? 4 main recommendations came through loud and clear.
Create spaces for inclusive youth participation.
Enable young people to be change makers.
Build partnerships.
Ensure all young people can access youth-friendly services and sex education.
Nicaragua is an overwhelmingly young country, with 49% of the population under 19.
Our member association, Pro Familia, puts young people at the centre.
Pro Familia has created youth clubs where young people go to hang out, where they feel included, safe, and able to talk openly about their sexuality with friends and staff.
So how do they do this?
By building trust through friendly, non-judgmental attitudes of staff.
Providing appropriate spaces, times, and prices for activities.
Involving young people in all steps throughout the process.
Ensuring confidentiality.
This approach builds young people's self-esteem, agency, and their awareness of their sexuality and rights.
In Nepal, many people do not talk openly about sex, and gender discrimination is widespread. But young people are trying to make a difference.
Peer educators explained how in the mountain regions, at an early age, boys and girls are separated, with only boys going to school, while girls are expected to work.
Our member association, Family Planning Association of Nepal, helps young people to lead change. They train young peer educators, many of whom are young women out of school. They support the educators to facilitate peer groups that work on sexual and reproductive health and rights.
FPAN also prioritizes young people in governing boards and committees. Young people are encouraged to apply for project staff positions. Becoming a peer educator has led to personal change for the young people involved. In Kenya, there is a high prevalence of HIV. However, the national school curriculum only promotes abstinence, precluding any discussion of condoms and safe sex.
Our member association, Family Health Options Kenya, considers partnerships with communities to be critical for providing more comprehensive information and education.
Peer educators work inside and outside of schools and provide the link between the community and local clinics.
FHOK also partnered with local schools to help teachers lead extracurricular health clubs that run sexuality education activities.
Peer educators trained in comprehensive sexuality education also run educational activities with young people through innovative approaches such as puppet shows, drama, and rap competitions.
"75% of the population of Benin live in poverty, and a third of the population are aged between 10 and 25.
In Benin, our member association, Association Beninoise pour la Promotion de la Famille, set up a network of youth-friendly clinics.
The member association trained private service providers to offer youth-friendly services. All clinics that receive training display a sticker at the entrance, so young people know they are welcome. This has helped to expand access to sexual and reproductive health services for young people.
In terms of education, Peer educators in Bindon do regular outreach sessions with young vocational apprentices outside of formal education.
They use visual materials which don't require literacy and use language familiar to young people, making education more accessible.
Young people around the world are thinking about, discussing, and making decisions about sex and relationships.
By putting young people at the heart of our work, we can enable them to be happy and confident about their sexuality and their future.
Create spaces for inclusive youth participation.
Enable young people to be change makers.
Build partnerships.
Ensure all young people can access youth-friendly services and sex education.
Together, we can be champions for young people's sexual rights.
How can you contribute to the movement?